Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider 01 Metal Cluster Hopper. It's high quality. Damn, I can't sing for shit. But anyway, let's jump into the video as we talk about Metal Cluster Hopper. Excuse my language. I'm just in a mood today. Really good. I don't know, it's not a good review mood, but I'm in a good mood. But the point is, let's talk about it. Metal Cluster Hopper is dope as hell. And it's one of those things where I don't want to spoil the show, but I highly recommend you start watching Kamen Rider. 01 was a great show. And despite the pandemic kind of changing everything, I think it still ended up pretty well for what it was. One of the cool things that I like about this form is that it uses, if you watch Gundam, think of it like fin funnels and bits, right? That's like the easiest way I can explain it if you like are a technical like anime head or anything like that. It uses like fin funnels, sort of like how Shining Assault and Salt did. Yeah, Shining and Assault Hopper. But yeah, this one takes it to the next level, and I really enjoy it. So let's talk about our look and our articulation. This guy is really nice. Like, I don't know how you can make neon yellow / green and silver work so well. The only person I know that can make crazy things look this good is probably Cameron. And I'm pretty sure at some point he would still make it look good. You know what I mean? But it's just, this is really nice. It came out really good looking. And as far as articulation, there's some minor changes for what we're getting, because suit design, this stuff is awesome. But you would expect Metal Cluster to do a lot of standing still based off of what it does. It's like a berserk form. And that kind of how the suit complements it. So, articulation wise, we can still look up. We have a nice range looking up. Not fully all the way though, but it's pretty good, right? We can look down. Now, because of our collar, the way our collar is, it's a little bit different here because you can't look completely down because the bottom of it will dip into the collar. More importantly, you may get these nice bits stuck in there or chipped away. You don't want that, right? Arm articulation, we can actually rotate all the way to a T-pose with no issue on both sides. Looking really good. Our shoulders are attached, our pads on the shoulders are attached to the arms and not to the actual armor. Something I've always enjoyed. But more importantly, when you rotate your bicep swivel, none of our pointy bits on both the shoulder parts or right here at our muscle, the biceps, get stuck. That's actually pretty important. Now, we do have a joint that simulates double joints, but it's not double jointed. It's actually an extended long joint. But you do get a little bit closer towards articulation by having the arm being able to rotate this way, as you can see here, so you can actually Hogan flex. So didn't actually expect to do that, and I did. That's pretty cool, actually. You can also rotate all the way around with no fear of breakage or pointy parts coming across each other. It's really nice to actually have that sort of comfort. As long as you are actively just paying attention, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? We have normal rotation on the pegs. The only issue is because of your forearm protective gauntlets, you can't rotate your arm kind of backwards. So you have to be careful of that, but you can rotate it other ways. So just keep that in mind and just don't hurt yourself. As far as our waist articulation goes, we actually get a lot of range. As you can see, you can tuck all the way to the side. Same to the other side. Going backwards, we have some range. As you can see, our belt actually has a lot of movement in it, which will keep it from being restrictive. You even get a little bit of forward ab crunch. Not a lot, but just enough. We have the drop down method, which is pretty tight here on my legs. It had me worried, just like on Ichigata. And I want to correct that because on Ichigata, it does have drop down. It just was really tight, so I just couldn't get it done. But as you can see here, our legs can go straight up. We have our double joint here in the legs. This excellent simulated padded suit design for the underneath parts. We can rotate outward, and we have a thigh swivel. Just be careful right down here. Just want to point this out. There is a nice little port that sticks off here. When you are doing any sort of articulation, try to make sure that that part doesn't clip across anything. It will definitely cause it to chip, and I just want you guys to very much be careful. You know what I mean? So just, be aware of that as I do these weird articulation moves. Next up, we have our feet. We have a nice toe pivot. We can go backwards and forwards. We can tilt inward. As you can see here, you can tilt outward. and you have a little bit of extra rotation here. So while it may look a little weird, it's because of the suit design, but it's pretty streamlined otherwise. Even here, like, you can still get really good poses for putting your dukes up, right? Or getting into a martial arts pose, which I didn't think was going to be possible with that single joint, but it actually is pretty good. It's really good, actually. So holding it down with these good poses will keep you in a good mood, hopefully. Looking really good. Now we're going to talk about, excuse me. Now we're going to talk about our accessories. So I sit here and rotate this guy up into a certain pose. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get this guy a little further down. Yeah, that looks good. We're going to talk about our hands. So you will get weapon holding hands. That's obvious. They're going to look like little trigger hands, which is pretty cool. It should allow you to hold pretty much every 0-1 weapon with no problem. There we go. You get a left and a right one with no problem. You're also going to get open, relaxed hands. You see the closed fist already on him. Here's your open, relaxed hands for when you hit any other pose. Ooh. And that drop to the floor, I'll get that later. You'll get your thumbs up for your signature poses. And the pointing hand. These are going to do so that the only one that can stop you is me. See? Works out well. But very important hand that we get is the choking hand. I know this sounds crazy, but this is signature to this form for basically gripping the hell out of Thouser's neck and making him de-transform like in one hand. I would have liked if we have gotten 2 of these. It would have been really cool. But, you know, I understand why you do one. It's a signature pose, right? Next up, though, you'll also get the weapon that comes with Metal Cluster Hopper. And this was this. I forgot the name of this blade. The Metal Cluster Blade. I just call it the Cluster Blade for now. Izu made this weapon to keep this form in check. And we'll check out more if you want. I want you to watch this show. I don't want to spoil too much. But this actually looks really good. It has a clear part here. And this nice metallic blue here. It's also one-sided, so it's not painted all the way across. And it, ooh, caught you. Then we also have an interchangeable blade piece. And this is going to be for the handle. The reason why that is because if you have the previous weapons, especially the one you got with Vulcan, this will allow you to combine it, the blades, to a bigger blade. Actually, let's fix this. There we go. There we go. So you can have your double blade. And you can pop it right out. Same as, just be careful. Now, you also can, does not come with it, but I just want to show you guys. Like I said, the hands previously can still hold all the other weapons. See? So now, without further ado, though, we are going to jump into the size comparison. So let's get to it. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about the size comparison. So let's start with a few from 0-1. I guess we'll start with Izu first. Or Isu? I never know anymore. Anyway, here's Izu. Let's fix them legs. I guess I have an uneven floor. You're not level. There we go. So we have Isu looking tiny. Next, we're going to do Assault Wolf. My main man right here. So we all know Vulcan is best boy. So here he is teaming up with Metal Cluster. Looking really good. Then we'll do Thouser for obvious reasons. Now we have our riders. I'm just going to do a few riders because I'm pretty sure we know we're getting across. And then I'll do probably Valkyrie in a photo later. But yeah, here we go with these guys. Our main ones. So let's take these guys away ever so gently. Because they have way too many pointy parts amongst them. And I am scared of something breaking. Next up, we'll do a 1000 toys. So here is a 1000 toys piece. And none of my legs are straight lately. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, looking really cool up against Metal Cluster. Here is a Hasbro Lightning Collection Zeo Green. As you can see, they're a little bit taller. Wow, You literally stood up with no problem. Why'd you do this to me? So here we are. Next up, we'll do a G.I. Joe Cobra Infantry. Right? As you can see, 01 is still amongst the smaller side of things, but it still works itself out. As if you're doing action shots or perspective, it'll work itself. It doesn't matter because not everyone is the same height. That's just not possible. Here is a Mezco Me. Let's fix these legs. Just in case you want to try a Marvel Legends, here's a larger one with Beta Ray Bill. And Bill is obviously way bigger. But I figured if you're going to do more Hasbro stuff, try a bigger one. Plus, he was just there looking cool. Right? Next up, we have an SHF Kamen Rider Kuga. He's on the renewal side, so yeah. About the same height, not too big, not too small. Here is a Mythic Legions Lord Dragul. Well, technically it's not Lord Dragul anymore. I swapped around some parts. So yeah. This has been fun. I really like Metal Cluster Hopper. Can't wait to do some pictures of it because I haven't done it yet. Been extremely busy working on stuff. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys say something nice to each other in the comments as well as to me. Just somebody in the street, if you happen to see them, be nice. As always, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.